Sure. Thanks everyone for attending. And before I get going, I'd like to congratulate our women's basketball team. It's unbelievable, incredible run that they've had. Want to wish the men's basketball team also good luck for this coming up MAC tournament. And then our volleyball team. Can't tell you how well Daniela started out on fire, and they're exciting to watch. So wanted to congratulate and wish those other teams in the winter good luck. For us, this winter has been as good as it can be considering the coronavirus. We still had to deal with guys in and out being quarantined. There was some interruption still in regards to guys training consistently. But the ones that were able to train consistently, that were able to avoid the virus, the strength gains and the size gains have been exceptional. And I said it last year, we needed to get stronger, we needed to get bigger, and we're seeing that. Are we where we need to be yet? No, but there's some significant gains, particularly on the offensive line. I think the team chemistry and the pride is starting to take place. You can feel a positive culture occurring in our program right now. And we're very young. We're extremely young. I want to say that we only have 22 players that are technically have 3 years, 2 years, and 1 year of eligibility. There's good things about being young, and there's bad things. The good thing is that you can develop them, and you're going to have a really healthy program down the road. The negative part is that you're still young. And the majority of our team are all 4th and 5th year players that we recruited. So we're extremely excited about them and really are excited to watch them grow this spring. I laid out our spring goals to our team. Our number one spring goal still is strength. Regardless that we're entering a practice mode here, we're taking a total different approach in regards to strength. We still always lifted during this time, but it was mostly a time in the strength and conditioning program, which you were trying to maintain. We're not. We're trying to make gains even though we're practicing. Our number 2 goal was to keep on the path of proper nutrition. I think just like I said, Christian Sims is a guy, for example, that he gained 80 pounds on the bench. He gained 80 pounds on the squat. He's 250 pounds. And he looks great. It's because of strength and because of nutrition. Our 3rd goal is that we want to become a smarter, more disciplined team. And our 4th goal is that, physical development. We need to execute better. The fact of the matter is, anyone that watched our games can obviously see we're not a very good tackling team and we're not a good blocking team. And there's a lot of reasons for that because of youth. But the fact of the matter is, if we want to get to where we want to go, we got to block better. We got to tackle better. With the skill kids, we're making a big emphasis. If you really look back and you see the drives of 10 plus plays or more, they were off the charts in regards, but we couldn't score. And so we want to work on blocking, tackling, getting the ball in the end zone. And then obviously our back end needs to improve. We're really putting an emphasis on coverage. The last part of our goal is to continue our culture and to continue our chemistry. Just like I said, you could start feeling it. You could start feeling this group coming together. It's a young group that's trying to figure their way out through leadership because we don't have a lot of older players, but they're starting to figure it out. So that's exciting. Can't wait to get going on Thursday. We're going to have a thin roster this spring. We'll be fairly okay in the fall. And, the projections of the business plan is in 22, we should have a healthy roster and a healthy team finally. So with all that being said, I got any questions that you guys want to ask?
Last fall, you talked a lot about how you're going to see what this team is made of, in February at 6 a.m. whenever they're going to practice, when it's negative, 15, not 15, but wind chill, pretty cold. What did you see out of this squad that makes you optimistic for the fall?
Well, finally, some togetherness and some grit. This January and February was the toughest winter that I've been a part of in a while. And if we would have came in and did this this type of toughness in January, February, when we first walk in the door, we would have had 100 kids quit. I mean, they weren't ready for this, and they've embraced it. They really came together in regards to handling adversity. And it's been a pleasure to watch them work together. The winter that we've had this year, if you were an individual, there was no way you were going to make it. And they've really locked arms with each other and found a way to get through a very difficult winter. And you can feel some of the bond and some team building that occurred over these last 2 months. But yes, it's been positive. I still don't like the disruption with the virus, but it is what it is. Hopefully in the summer, that'll be over.
Scott, you got almost your whole coaching staff back again. How important is that to have some cohesiveness amongst your coaching staff and what you guys are teaching?
It's huge, Jordan. I mean, if you look at it, that's been a major problem here. The running backs, I believe, went on their like sixth coach. I mean, it's ridiculous. So the cohesiveness and the ability to have your staff together was absolutely imperative. And I think it's going to be great for our kids in regards to cohesiveness. And we look forward to the spring, look forward to getting back to a real fall. And just like I said, Jordan, I'm optimistic. I really believe in it. And again, we'll see what this transfer portal has in store for us in 22 in regards to the direction that we're going to go down that year. But you're hoping to have a healthy roster after 22. Finally, it's been a struggle to get there, but I think the ideology of Dave Clawson of building a foundation with high school kids has been smart. And we'll continue down that path through 21, and we'll see what 22 brings us with the transfer portal. I don't know, they still haven't passed the one-time transfer rule yet. I mean, it's unbelievable, but it's a problem right now. I don't know how they're going to fix it, but they got to figure it out really soon because there's a lot of kids in that portal that aren't getting out.
You brought up the portal. I'll ask you about it. You guys had a lot of guys from your roster that went into the transfer portal this offseason. What were those conversations like, and how do you approach guys when they come to you about transferring?
Yeah, the majority of the guys that transferred were going to graduate, and they've been through some tough years here. And I understand it. My whole ideology with the transfer portal is very similar to coaches. And what I mean by that is this: if a kid wants to transfer to the same type of school, I disagree with it completely. The grass isn't greener, at the other side. But if a kid has the ability to come in and play at a Michigan and Alabama and truly be a player, not just a role player, that's a whole different subject. If a coach walks into my office and is going to be the defensive coordinator at Alabama, Notre Dame, Ohio State, I'm going to do everything in my power to help that person get that job. But if it's a person that's transferring to basically the same type of school, I don't agree with that whatsoever. So I've been very honest with the kids with it. I've told kids that it was absolutely the worst thing for them to do. And then there's other kids that I said, hey, listen, this is a great opportunity for you. I support you 100%. And I think that's the approach you got to take. You got to be extremely honest. But the thing that is dangerous with this whole thing, Jordan, and I keep going back to it, there is no rules yet. So people are rolling bones, and there's going to be a lot of kids. I mean, think about it. There's 2,500 kids in the portal. There's 150 roughly Division I scholarships left. Where are they going? And they're sacrificing their scholarship in regards to it. It makes no sense to me. So I'm always on the side of caution. Let's have all the rules of engagement before we make such a huge decision in a young man's career.
Do you support the one-time transfer rule then, or no? Is that like, I mean?
Yeah, of course I do. I just want to make sure that that the one-time transfer rule has the ability to negate the hard cap rule. So think about it. If 10 guys want to leave Michigan. I think the average on each team is like right around 10 or 12 kids that are in the transfer portal per team. And if you look at that, if 12 leaves school X, you should be able to replace 12 people to maintain your roster. So there's a lot of thinking that needs to go on with this. And I know the intent of the hard cap rule is to avoid coaches running players out of their program. I totally understand that. But that was whenever we had a transfer penalty. Now there is no transfer penalty. And, all the hard work that all these college coaches do across the country to build their team, if guys want to leave because they're not happy or what have not, or they got a better opportunity, we should not be penalized as coaches for those things, especially if we support the athlete. If we're supporting that kid and want to see him play at a Big Ten school and he's going to play, of course, but I just don't think Bowling Green should be penalized. We should be able to take another guy.
Scott, you've probably answered this before, but clearly it's important for you to recruit in your backyard. Can you just talk about why that's important to bring so many local products into your program?
Yeah, the formula, when Bowling Green has won the championship, 75% of the roster comes from the 4-hour radius. It's what occurs whenever you're 4 hours away from home. It's a little bit harder to transfer. It's a little bit harder to say I'm going to go somewhere else just because of location alone. You understand the Toledo Bowling Green rivalry. You understand the Mid-American Conference. I just think it's really important for the foundation of your program to come from this area of the country. Just like I said, the quarterback can come from anywhere. We'll still go get legs in the South, but it's got to be the right legs and right person. And at the end of the day, there's a lot of pride of Bowling Green football right in our backyard. And we want a bunch of guys here that are prideful. We want a bunch of guys here that want to be here. And just like I said, when you've got a great relationship with their families and they're 4 hours away, the chances of them staying in your program are high. And, that wasn't the case whenever we entered this program. It was very down. It wasn't the 4-hour radius. And that's the formula here. You got to stick to that formula and build the locker room with a bunch of good people that have great pride and want to be at Bowling Green, and then get some talented guys. And the next thing you know, you've got a heck of a football team.
Coach, what's it look like then when you do start this spring? How many days will you be out? And then, you mentioned what you're looking for and you're hoping to get there, but just how many days and what are you hoping for, I guess?
15 practices, and we'll have 15 practices. 3 will be in shorts. The others will be padded. There's a formula that the NCAA you follow in regards to how much contact you're allowed to do per day, how many scrimmage times you're allowed to have. And all of that is equated into our calendar and our schedule.
Okay. And you will do that every day of the week, or is it every other day, or?
We're going to practice beginning this Thursday. We'll go Thursday, Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, all through spring. There'll be one Monday practice about midway through. I think it's practice number 8, and it'll be a shorts practice. It's basically to break up the contact.
Thank you.
Do you go into the spring with this is Matt McDonald's job as the quarterback? He is the guy, and do you take that approach, or do you say, hey, we're going to roll it out and let you guys all go compete?
Matt McDonald had shoulder surgery in January. He probably should have had it at the beginning of the season. He had major issues with that shoulder. He gutted it out. He played, and we were hoping that at the end of the season that he would be able to just recover through rest and rehab. It was significant. He had shoulder surgery. He will be back on May 1st, I believe, starting to throw a ball again. He's finally was cleared to drop, but he's not allowed to throw any balls whatsoever. So this is a great opportunity, in our opinion, to get, these guys a lot of reps, the Tuckers, the Rileys, the Drew Gunthers of the world, a ton of reps. The plan is to, I would love to get a number one out of that spring between that group of guys. I think it'll be a 1-2 type of thing. And then let the summer and training camp, let McDonald and whoever comes out of training camp, the spring football, let them compete. And that should happen every year. And that's our plan right now. So it's going to be a very competitive spring. It's going to be a very competitive summer. And I'm going to let everyone compete this fall.
All right, you kind of dropped a bombshell on us there. Are you confident he'll be back to start the year, though?
Yes, 100%.
And going more onto those young quarterbacks, how important is this spring, and how big is this for them to be able to get all of those reps with the ones that maybe they wouldn't get in a normal spring?
Oh, it's, Matt went through a lot last year. He knows that he didn't play well. He had a lot going on with him physically. He had a bunch of young players around him. And the fact of the matter is we've had a very candid conversation that he needs to play better. And do I think he has the capability of playing better? Absolutely, I do. But this is going to be an incredible opportunity to finally build that room and make it super competitive. So the Tucker Meltons of the world, he really, this is his first spring ever. He hasn't thrown a football since last spring. So he'll be able to get in there and compete. Riley Keller will be able to get in there and compete. Drew Gunther from Syracuse, the transfer from Syracuse, will be in the fray. And then obviously LeBron's. So it's going to be a great time in that room this spring for that quarterback room.
Hey, Scott,
Jordan, I had no idea that you didn't know that Matt had surgery.
I had not heard that.
Well, now you know.
Thank you.
Jason just didn't tell anybody, I don't think.
Nope. That's his job though, Jordan.
I understand. Trust me. I get it.
But the thing of it is I wanted to address it now. And so if you guys come to practice and you see Matt standing out there, you know why. And, we've kept it on the down for a long time. We didn't want to use that as an excuse whatsoever of performance and all that. But the fact of the matter is, kid was hurt.
Any more questions for Coach?
Yeah, Scott, I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on the MAC schedule. It was released. Toledo, the rival game, is midweek again. Any thoughts in general on the MAC portion of your schedule?
You know what? To be quite honest with you, I haven't even looked at it. This has been a 100% total focus on our kids, 100% total focus on getting them stronger, getting them to come together, bonding with them. And right now, the schedule is irrelevant right now in regards to that. Every day, I just want to take it day by day and try to improve to the best we possibly can. And but I'll comment on it whenever I look at it. I haven't. It's been 100% locked into the every single day-to-day business with our team. And right now, schedule's irrelevant to me.